This is Kate Baconsale. You're listening to Baconsale.
Hello, my name is Zack. I belong to the Baconsale Brownie Troop 493. I'm very happy because last week's show was really good for me, but also because I'm selling podcasts today. Brackets are most popular, but I like cheering shows. Our troop has decided we're going to spend your listenership on another pitch show for these guys in October. Would you like to help me and my troop reach our goals by sharing our podcast today?
Yes.
I'll take 2.
Okay.
I'll take the lot.
Can I get the thin podcaster?
That would be you.
No.
Or Joel lately.
Yeah, right. Check it out.
Buff arms.
But welcome to Baconsale. I'm Joel.
I'm Ken.
And I'm Zack.
We'd like to thank you for listening to our last show, our 80s rock
Turned out great for
finale.
me. I'm beaming from that still.
Stoked.
As if it just happened.
It was pretty decent.
Some are still raw about that, even though so much time has passed. But also, we just find it always amazing on these tournament shows.
Yeah,
it's like the
every
comments,
time.
the general consensus of the comments is, you guys are awful and terrible. Probably the right runner, though.
Except for the random person who's like, you guys always say that we think this. I just want you to know that I don't think that.
You know, deep in their hearts, they do.
I also like the one that's always like, you contradicted yourself here when you said this, and then later you said this. And I'm like, yeah. That's how this works.
Also, we record it late at night. You know, we're sorry.
A little punchy.
And somehow we find a way to not actually read those comments. Anyway.
But we do appreciate everyone who played along
Yeah.
as well and posted your brackets. We hope that you spread them around at work and at home and had fun with it too. And we'd love to see where everyone ended up. So thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
Indeed.
But that's not what we're talking about today. What are we talking about today, Zach?
We're talking about Girl Scout cookies, Joel.
Okay, hold on.
Shift.
80s thrash metal hard rock
Master.
to Thin Mints.
Thin Mints.
And peanut butter patties. Peanut butter patties. Dositos.
We will talk about heavy metals and how they relate to Girl Scout cookies.
Well played, sir.
But let's begin with the history of Girl Scout cookies.
Yes,
Because
please do.
some listener out there, maybe those in the Isle of Man, have no idea what we're talking about.
Are you saying the Isle of Man doesn't get Girl Scout cookies?
Because they only have Boy Scouts there. No, but Girl Scout cookies are cookies sold by Girl Scouts in the United States to raise funds to support Girl Scout councils and individual troops. The program is intended to both raise money and improve the financial literacy of the girls. A regional council receives up to 60% of its budget from cookie sales.
I like that you're being very gentle about this because I could get into like personal controversy because the troops themselves get maybe 15% of that money.
Oh, I'll tell you, the bakeries paid about 20 to 35% of the profits. 45 to 65% is used by the regional council to cover programming costs, and 10 to 20% is kept by the local troop whose members decide how to spend their portion.
I think it's a lot of pocketed cash for my Thin Mint money.
Yeah, but they're doing all the work of bacon and stuff.
Yeah, maybe. So to go back though, what are the Girl Scouts, Joel? What are the Girl Scouts? It's not just like a cookie organization, right?
No. It's a whole organization where they learn all these different skills and they're able to earn merit badges and all this different stuff.
Right.
It's similar to the Boy Scouts of America.
Totally. In fact, it was actually started and founded by Juliet Gordon Low in 1912. And the stated mission of the Girl Scouts is to build girls of courage, confidence, and character who make the world a better place through activities involving camping, community service, and practical skills such as first aid.
Dang it, I was really hoping for a C on the last one. That was
Cookie would be
very
that
alliterative.
last C.
Yeah.
There are currently 1.7 million members of the Girl Scout organization.
Joel's copywriter is showing.
Yeah. And there are 700,000 volunteers. So adults that help out the 1.7 million Girl Scouts. Granted, Joel, did you go into the groups, the ages of the Girl Scouts?
I didn't go for it.
Okay, so if ages 7 to 9 are the brownies, right? You always kind of think, oh, the brownies, like the tenderfeet, the tenderfoots.
Tenderfoot. We'll go back to Boy Scouts now?
Yeah, I guess that would be Cub Scout era, right?
Probably.
The Weebelos?
But no, don't confuse it. Just say what there's in the girls.
I know
Save
I'm
our
teasing.
Boy Scouts of America
The
episode.
brownies are ages 7 to 9. The juniors are ages 9 to 11. The cadets are 11 to 14. And the seniors are 14 to 18. So they end just like the Boy Scouts at age 18.
Yes.
And the Girl Scout promise is, everyone, are we allowed to do
They don't do the 3 fingers, do they?
They do the 3 fingers, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
That's very similar
They've
to Boy Scouts.
graduated, but it's on my honor. I will try to serve God and my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout law. They do share the be prepared and do a good turn daily, though.
Of the Boy Scouts.
Yeah, it's very, very similar. But Joel, do you have the history of the Girl Scout cookie itself?
Well, yes. Well, so let's bring it back real quick. I just want to give some more like kind of broad cookie
please
facts
do.
here. So the Girl Scout councils select one of 2 national bakeries to buy cookies from. So there are 2 main bakeries that make the cookies. And why that matters is that certain bakeries offer cookies to certain groups.
Yeah.
Meaning like in one region, you may only get 9 cookies. And you have to go to a completely different region in order to get the other 3.
What are you talking about,
And
Joel?
sometimes the same cookie has a different name.
Yes, that's also exactly why, because the different bakeries have different names. But here's the thing, is that the bakery, the one they select, determines which cookie varieties are available, as I mentioned. And they also determine when the girls can begin selling cookies and the cookie price.
Yeah.
Yes, price may vary depending on where you're at.
For example, if we're looking at a typical package of Thin Mints,
Yes.
it's generally maybe here $4. Sometimes it's $3.50.
Yeah.
So slightly different, but yeah, they're set by region.
I think up to 5 now, by the way.
Are they? You're right.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm really sad.
Prices are going up. Up to 12 varieties of Girl Scout cookies are offered. And the same cookies, as Zach mentioned, may be sold under different names by bakeries with the choice of the bakery. Like the bakery is the one who chooses the name, which is stupid. Why not just have it one name? That drives me nuts.
The average selling season is January through April,
Yes.
typically.
So there still may be a chance
Yeah.
you can get some cookies if this episode causes any sort of cookie cravings.
Go to your local grocery store. They're probably out front on a warm day.
Honestly.
Yes, because they do sell them. They go to some girls go door to door, and they have to have like an adult partner with them to make sure they're safe, which is good. And then they also have the ones where they set up booths outside grocery stores or on corners, and they sell them there. You can also, and this is the thing I found out this year, you can buy them online because
That cheapens it.
well,
Does that make you feel worse as a person?
No, because
to
you
not go to the store and help out someone out?
not as much because let's say, for example, that you are a grandmother. Zach, you're a grandmother. Be a grandmother.
I'm a grandmother.
Exactly.
I want cookies.
I was hoping for more Rue McClanahan, but we'll go. Okay, this is fine.
I don't know who that is.
Golden Girls?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
By the way, she was like 47.
probably. But let's say you have a granddaughter who lives across the country.
My granddaughter
you
lives
want-
across the country.
Yes, it's great role playing so
Good
far.
actor.
So
You just feed him a line and he just says it.
he's like, it's like working.
Metallica should have won the Hard Rock bracket.
Metallica
Hey,
sucks.
spoilers.
I hate them.
It's Grandma. You saw Grandma.
Their thrash music is awful.
Anyway, but you want to support your granddaughter
AC/DC should have won.
who lives. You want to support your granddaughter who lives over in Jersey. You can literally go
Jersey.
find her troop and buy the cookies from her troop to support them.
Oh, that is
They
nice.
ship
Oh,
to
that's
you.
cool.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
It will cost you a lot more. I will say this from personal experience. I had a young woman come to my door. I bought. I was like, man, that was actually kind of a funny story because I knew this episode was coming up.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, I got to find a way to buy as many Girl Scout cookies as I possibly can. Keep an eye out. I was telling my wife, keep an eye out for kids at the door. Or not kids at the door, but like at the stores and stuff like that. And she calls me one night and says, hey, there's a young woman from our neighborhood who's here selling Girl Scout cookies. And I was like, keep her there. I want all the cookies.
One of each.
One of every cookie. Let her know.
That's
And
intense.
No, I said it to my wife, not to the
Yeah,
girl.
yeah.
But I came home and I literally was just like, one of everything, please. And I got the price of the cookies and it was about $5 a box, I think.
Yeah.
And then when we found out that there were ones that we could not get here in Utah,
And that's the weird thing, right?
yeah, we had to order them online. And the 4 boxes that we bought and had to have them shipped were more expensive than the 9 boxes we bought here.
Yeah, it's a little bit strange. So we could get, I think then we got the 9 that were available here within our region.
Did you still credit that little girl's troop?
No, well, we couldn't because if you try to buy online and you try to do it in this area, it only gives you the same 9
Oh,
cookies.
so,
I think-
some random troop?
Yeah,
from
actually
some-
from like Idaho.
No, it's Colorado Springs.
Is it Colorado
I picked
Springs?
my sister-in-law. What's up, Kelsey? I picked her Girl Scout troop area, and I said, I'm just going to buy from there. So I asked her zip code and said, I'm supporting Girl Scouts in your area. You're welcome.
So spoiler alert, we will be ranking 12 in this episode,
Yes.
but we had to go far and wide to Colorado Springs to get the rest of these.
Now, according to the Girl Scouts of the United States, the program is the largest girl-run and girl-led financial literacy program in the world. And it teaches girls skills like goal setting and decision-making and money management. They can get badges for here's some of the badges that they have. Did you have this?
Oh, I do.
Okay. Well, you can say a couple of those.
We don't need no stinking badges.
The badges for the cookies themselves?
Well, yeah, for sales for the cookies.
Yeah, so I have, and these are just for the cookie badges. Girl Scouts have the other programs as well, but it's Count It Up, Talk It Up, Meet My Customers, Give Back, Cookie CEO, Customer Insights, Think Big, Business Plan. This could just be one sentence with a lot of commas, by the way.
That's a big badge.
Marketing, My Portfolio, P&L, Customer Loyalty, and Research and Development.
Yep.
All for the cookie sales.
So they get those badges, but they also have other incentives. Like sometimes Girl Scouts are offered stuffed animals, trinkets, coupons, or credits towards camp, the uniforms. That's all part of it as well. So this could be a very fun opportunity for the girls, in addition to a very educational experience as well.
And it's been part of the history since, so they started in 1912. The first sale of Girl Scout cookies, obviously used for fundraising, was in 1917. And like essentially, like they now go, I think they sell 200 million packages of cookies, and they raise over probably
Over
now
$800
$100 million, but they say
yeah.
$800 million. And in the early days, they would sell just a few cookies, and I'll get into what kinds they were. But in World War II, we were running low on, as a nation, butter, flour, and sugar, and so they started selling calendars as well.
And cans of fat.
Yeah. Right? There's like, hey,
Which I'll tell you what, if a Girl Scout came to my door these days and wanted to sell me a can of fat, I might be intrigued.
Listen, we would have to try it as part of this ranking.
Yes.
So by 1956, they had 6 cookies out, and that includes the shortbread, otherwise known as Scotties, the Do-si-dos, which is the peanut butter sandwich, and the Thin Mint. And these are like the main ones. And the non-negotiable ones are is it trefoils or trefoils?
Trefoils, I believe.
Trefoils, Do-si-dos, and Thin Mints. They can change out all the other cookies except for Thin Mints, Do-si-dos, and trefoils.
It seems like Samoas are also in there. They came out in the 1970s, but those were ones that got added a little bit later. I also wanted to point out that the cookies originally started as like one troop said, hey, we're going to bake some cookies to kind of raise funds. And then it was like the council said, okay, every one of the troops is going to do this. And it kind of snowballed there. So like it was, it was Oklahoma where it first started. And then it ballooned into Philadelphia and the East Coast, and then came all the way over here. But in 1934 was the first official cookie sale by the Girl Scout Council. And then in 1936, they started saying, okay, let's do this kind of organization wide. But like Ken said, it was a hard time in the World War II stuff. They were selling
That World War II stuff.
Hold on. So like the hardest thing about that era was low Girl Scout cookie sales?
They had sold war buns and fat in cans, but then they got back to cookies like Kench mentioned. And then that's why I want to bring this up, because Elizabeth Brinton.
Yes.
The Cookie Queen is what we're going to call her. In 1985, she sold a record 18,000 boxes of cookies and is known...
In one season.
And it was known more to have... she sold like 100,000 boxes in her lifetime as a Girl Scout, including selling them to President Ronald Reagan. Yeah. She held the record for 29 years.
Yeah. And then, out of nowhere, Kate Francis, age 12... sold 18,107 boxes, which is 107 boxes more. It feels a little spiteful, Kate Francis. Feels a little spiteful.
That was in 2014.
That was 2014. So, Joel, did she keep the record for long?
No. 3 years later, Charlotte McCourt, a Girl Scout from New Jersey, sold over 25,000 boxes.
And then 1 year later, Billy Mitchell took the crown by cheating.
No, it's not.
If you know the reference,
King of Kong.
you know the reference.
But no, in 2021, Ken.
In 2021, tier 1 name, Lily Bumpus. She sold...
a childhood cancer survivor.
You didn't have to make it real,
Why
Joel.
did you want to make fun of her a little more?
You didn't have to make it real. I love her name. She sold over 32,000 boxes. So for the past 4 years, she now has the title.
But I feel...
And what does she get? Like a pizza party and a limo ride?
Probably. She gets 10% of the profits for her troop.
Right.
No, but I just feel like Elizabeth Brinton, the Cookie Queen, I think should retain that title, because nowadays with Charlotte, with Katie and Charlotte and
Lily Bumpus,
I think all of them use the internet to help them.
Oh, for sure.
Whereas Charlotte didn't have the internet. She barely had a landline.
Yeah, but there was the newspaper back in the day, and everyone's like, oh, you sold it to the president. Of course, everyone wanted to buy cookies from that girl, right? So she used media, I'm sure, which why not? Well, this is really, I think it's like sweet. And granted, we're going to get into some of the more nuance.
Yeah,
the sour, I guess.
Yeah.
But I think it is kind of zeitgeist for a couple months at the beginning of the year where you're like, hey, you got some Girl Scout cookies. It must be that season.
You start seeing pop up. It's honestly, I say this in a loving way. It's like the McRib of the cookie world, where all of a sudden you see it pop up.
Same quality of food?
Well, you're like, oh, I'm not saying that.
Okay.
But I'm saying like, oh, it's that time again. And you get all excited and you kind of go and try it. And you're like, it's not as good as I remember. But still, nostalgia reigns.
Yeah, I still have to buy one.
But it's an annual thing. It's not like McRib is whenever it feels like it, or when pork prices are low.
Yeah.
But like Girl Scout cookies become an annual thing. So it's something you look forward to in the doldrums of January. You place your order and you wait like a month or two and you're like, oh, I forgot I ordered those. I did it when I was sad.
Yes. Well, speaking of being sad, If you've noticed that Girl Scout cookies may not taste as your memory serves, it's not just you.
Why is that, Joel?
Because in 2005, they moved to eliminate all trans fats from their cookies. And a little while later, they also decided to remove palm oil from their cookies.
And then flavor.
Exactly.
Wait, so do we want trans fat and palm oil?
Well, I'm just saying they kind of started taking away flavor and trying to make it more healthy and more environmentally conscious. In 2018, both the number of cookies in a box and in some cases the size of a cookie was reduced due to rising cost of ingredients and rising transportation costs.
I definitely noticed the size
So
of the
you
cookie.
are getting less cookie for your money these days.
There's quite a bit of controversy, and we'll save the big one for just a minute. But sometimes troops nowadays, the world being how it is, will boycott Girl Scout cookies, even though it earns money for their own troops.
The own girls will Boy Scouts?
Yes.
Why?
Because the cookies were made with palm oil, and I guess this is up until recently.
Oh, yeah.
And palm oil is linked to deforestation and child labor.
Yes.
So, we're not selling those. Maybe that's why they moved away from it.
They did. They kind of had this whole program they did. 'Cause a Girl Scout and her mom kind of started this campaign to get rid of palm oil, or at least certain palm oils.
Yeah.
Also,
However.
high fructose corn syrup, also not used in these cookies. So
Oh, I love corn syrup.
high fructose corn syrup.
Oh, the best kind. Way better than low fructose.
Oh yeah. In
That's
case
a good
you're
band name. Low fructose.
Low
corn syrup.
fructose.
in case you're wondering, Thin Mints are the most popular Girl Scout cookies, objectively, according to sales. And then Samoas or / caramel deLites. That's the two names for the same cookie.
Okay.
Are the second most popular.
Why did they move to the more traditional names for these cookies? Were some names offensive, or are they just wanting them to be descriptive of what the cookie actually is?
I honestly think the two bakeries are just no, we call it this, and they're not backing down. It's as if there was a bracket with the two names on there.
Here we go.
And the two hosts could not get
and do they call each other names?
They call each other names, and they never stop the ground.
Do you want to be ABC Baker or little LBB?
I'll be the ABC Baker.
Okay, I'll be LBB.
I'll be first in the phone book. Booyah!
That's a cheat.
By the way, there are over 65 different discontinued cookies in this.
Joel, I was hoping you'd do this. One breath.
I'm going to try it in one breath.
Yes.
Get through these many as I can. All about Aloha chips, animal treasures, animal cinnamons, cabana creams, cafe cookies, cartwheels, chalet cream, chocolate chip shortbread, chocolate chunks, Cinnaspin, cinnamon oatmeal raisin bar, cranberry citrus crisp, coconut creams, country hearth chocolate chip, daisy go rounds, double Dutch, Deuce Stacy's, dulce de leche, Echo, 5 World cinnamon, forget me nots, friendship circles, golden nut clusters, golden gangles, granola, hoedowns, iceberry pinatas, ice ginger daisies, Juliet's, golden nut clusters, kookaburras, lay chips, lemon, mango gelettes, Nutrifish, it's only pinatas.
Wow, summoned a demon.
There were so many, I didn't get through all those, but you can find them on Wikipedia, the Source of All Knowledge and Truth. They have all the different ones. And there were some that I went, oh, Savannah Smiles. I remember Savannah Smiles.
Is that a cookie or is that an American Girl doll?
It's also a movie. But there's a lot of these that it's the same cookie, but then they print thank you on it. And it's okay, this is a different cookie.
Okay.
Now. So yeah, there's a lot of them. Can we get into the controversy now, Kent?
Yeah, please.
The very, very, very recent controversy
now,
dating this episode.
Now, I would like to hear from everyone and maybe even ourselves. Maybe we can debunk this controversy because it's a lawsuit. And we know that lawsuits, they're sometimes very frivolous, but there is currently a class action lawsuit filed, the beginning of March 2025?
Yeah.
And it was against the Girl Scouts from essentially a mom representing the advocacy group Moms Across America. And so they published the report there was a scientific study. However, this was not peer reviewed by the FDA or published in a scientific journal. So this is an advocacy group, not currently literally peer reviewed. Okay.
What he's saying is we're going to say this, but don't believe it's completely.
There's a lot of allegedly, which means they've murdered somebody.
Yeah. with cookies.
With cookie. Well, maybe.
And the lawsuit always makes the headline, and the result does not.
Absolutely.
So they tested samples of 25 cookies, so very small sample size as well, sold in 3 states, and found that each cookie contained the pesticide glyphosate, while some contained at least 4 heavy metals. Hey. Tie into last episode.
Yeah, Megadeth, Slayer,
Metallica.
Yeah,
Anthrax.
Yeah, anthrax for sure. Oh, yeah. Anthrax is actually a real thing.
So 4 heavy metals, including aluminum, arsenic, cadmium, lead, and mercury.
Cadmium mini eggs are so good. I love them. I can't resist them. I like to freeze them.
So the lawsuit requested $5 million in damages for those who purchased Girl Scout cookies. They're doing this whole class action lawsuit thing.
Okay. So here's the thing, like,
but Girl Scouts deny the claims.
yeah, of course they do. Their response is actually, and this is quite long, so bear with me, the health and safety of Girl Scouts and cookie customers is our top priority. Rest assured, Girl Scout cookies are safe to consume. Girl Scout cookies are made with ingredients that adhere to food safety standards set by the FDA and other relevant authorities. So they're saying basically it's in all other food, so it's not so bad.
Well, they're saying like you're pointing out stuff that's like within the allowable limits. And at one point, I think they said something like, "This is stuff you could even find in the soil." And I'm like, I don't want soil in my cookies.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I think you find these metals in most of our snacks. I don't think any of our snacks are really like super good for you. And so I look at Girl Scout cookies like as we were taste testing these, and I was eating like handfuls of some of these. I'm like, is this really bad for me? Am I eating more glyphosate, more metals? But I just kept on snacking. It didn't really stop me. And I wondered if, I don't know, would that, to know that there is a risk out there, would that stop people, or has this news prevented sales? I guess we won't find out maybe till next year, but will there be less cookies sold based on, could it be a scare tactic? Could it be a way to get money? Or is it just like public awareness to make these cookies less tasty?
I just have a hard time with all the things they're doing to make these cookies more healthy. Believe that they're going to include all the unhealthy things that they say are in there.
Yeah. Would you say the number one thing in these cookies is preservatives?
Yeah. These aren't fresh cookies.
No.
I'll say that.
They never die.
These are prepackaged cookies. It's what you expect from a prepackaged cookie.
I've had extra boxes, forgotten about them for a long time, and then had them much later, and I'm like, wow, that's the same.
It's so true.
And
you
yet-
could leave these open or closed or sealed. They would taste the same.
And yet they're delicious. And yet there are many of these cookies that I crave.
I would say they're iconic.
You would not say delicious.
I would say they're iconic.
Joel, could you give our average score for these cookies? Because granted, once again,
Well, I think Zach could. He's got the spreadsheet pulled up.
I'm looking at the spreadsheet
there
right
are
now.
12 cookies that we taste tested.
You mean the spreadsheet that you can find if you're a patron at Baconsale?
Hey.
Well, if you're a tier 1 patron and above, because I believe it's a behind the bacon post.
So we went with Zack's scoring on this one for the final scores. And based on our cookie scoring, Baconscience, is that what we did?
Yeah, it's Baconscience.
The cookie scoring matrix, we could give up from 1 to 10, right?
We have a collective average score of 6.7. Do we want to do individual?
Yeah, I want to see who's,
Please.
I want to see
So
who's the
if
nice
we're
one
all
in the group.
6.7, Zach is, that's me,
Hey, Zach.
6.25. Kent, 6.33. Joel, 7.42.
Me like cookies.
So you're the cookie
Also,
monster.
getting nerdy, standard deviation of, how far is the spread, right? I have a 2.77, so I have the widest, spread of my answers. Kent, 2.5. Joel, 1.7.
So I just like all the cookies, and they're all
They're all in a very similar, tighter grouping.
I see.
Yeah, there's very few that
Did you?
fell below
Are they
that.
kind of like Skittles for you? Do you just like eat them all at once?
No. It was
You
one at a
just
time thing.
put them in a big bowl and then just.
And here's the funny thing too is
The
so
brownie and the peanut butter with the lemon.
We got these cookies, and it was like you sit down, you eat a cookie,
Yeah.
eat a bite of cookie, and do a little ranking. And then I had like a whole box of cookies there, and I had my whole family around the table, and we did Hilton family rankings,
Of course.
as well. And the results were pretty similar to what we're going to be saying today. But at the same time, it was just fun to have a little cookie taste test.
They averaged 6.5 overall.
Because I did put on the Baconsale one.
Would you say that you like these cookies more than your kids? Like, I want to know if it's nostalgia or
I like
taste.
my kids a lot. Kent,
Let's be honest.
that's a harsh thing.
Thin Mints or two of your children? Decide.
Which two?
But like, would you say because you grew up, quote unquote, the taste has changed with these tastes?
So here's the weird thing
Or
with
did
my
the kids like the
thing with
cookies?
my weird family, the weird thing with my family, with my weird family,
Say what you will.
is that some of them, one of them hates coconut, two of them hate coconut, and so they just trashed on the Samoas, whereas everyone else loved it. But there was one son who almost had the exact same average score as me.
Is it the favorite?
I'm not saying because they're going to listen to this episode. But we definitely had more cynical, and I was a higher rating than most everyone in my family, including my wife as well.
Yeah. Does she like them?
Yeah,
Because does she tend to eat gluten-free, which by the way is a thing because some of these cookies are vegan and gluten-free. So they're trying to cater to specialty diets. I don't know if they succeed a ton.
No.
Maybe as far as taste goes.
And I think it's all what the mentality you go into it. If you're going to it thinking, this is going to be a delicious homemade cookie, no, it's not. But if you're like, this is a sweet little treat.
But like for her, because with the gluten-free ones, for example, because she's probably had other gluten-free cookies.
Yeah.
How do they compare taste-wise to another brand
the gluten-free
altogether?
recipes are getting much better. I'll say that. But still, they're gluten-free. But let's jump into our rankings, shall we? We're going to go bottom to top.
Yes. But before we do, I need to do a couple of shout outs to 2012's Smart Cookies. It's a Hallmark movie about Girl Scout realtor selling cookies that I've seen.
Oh.
The Troop Beverly Hills.
Oh, sure.
Not about the cookies, but Shelley Long as a redhead who has to be the head of a
Girl Scout troop.
Yeah. It's one where, are they hanging off the side of the cliff on the movie cover?
Yep.
No,
Aren't they not?
I don't think so. I think
On Troop Beverly Hills?
I think you're thinking of another movie that
Maybe.
has.
Is that Outrageous Fortune?
I think that's maybe.
What does my brain do that?
We don't need no stinking badges. My
Troop
earlier
Beverly Hills.
reference.
Does that help, Ken?
Yes, thank you.
And then, of course, there is Wednesday Addams.
Do they taste like grilled Girl Scouts?
The cookies made with real Girl Scouts.
Oh, yeah.
Love that.
'Kay.
Shout out to that in media.
Fun facts.
Yes.
All right, our first cookie we're talking about, and our lowest scoring cookie with an average of 3
Out of 10.
10.
Okay.
That's not
according to
great.
Baconscience.
That's not great.
You have the caramel chocolate chip,
Is it French?
gluten-free.
Yeah.
Here's the
Parentheses, gluten-free.
Here's the description from the official website. Gluten-free! There's an exclamation point. Chewy cookies with rich caramel, semi-sweet chocolate chips, and a hint of sea salt.
Okay.
That needs a hint of flavor.
I gave these a 4.
Oh, so not super high.
No. 'Cause
Where did they rank for you?
lower.
Yeah, for me, they were my 11th, so second to last. They weren't my bottom cookie.
Oh, you did it like according to your own
Yeah,
rankings.
as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I see how it is. Maybe I got to organize my family rankings.
And
in that
look,
regard.
we have a coworker that we talked to where he eats gluten-free as well. And he tried this and he said, oh yeah, it's actually fine. And you could tell like there was disappointment in his voice because it was just like maybe similar to a lot of other bad cookies he's had, but maybe slightly above those expectations.
Yeah.
For me, just because I haven't had a lot of experience with gluten-free cookies, I was just like, oh, it would be the one I wouldn't choose out of most of these.
Well, and I've had a lot of gluten free in my life, but I will say the initial taste, not great. But the chocolate chips kind of take over near the end and cover up a lot of bad. If I didn't know they were gluten free, I just think there was something wrong with them.
Just dry.
Did you taste any caramel?
No.
No.
By the way, approximately 12 cookies per package and 160 calories per serving, which is 3 cookies.
Okay. Well, I only had one, so I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, but I'm not. These are fine being down at the bottom.
Yeah, this was like you either need like water or milk immediately, or you'll die of thirst.
Yeah, I gave these a 2. I really didn't like these, but it came really down to the texture.
Yeah.
I did like the texture at all.
But gluten's what
very
makes
dry.
things, chewy.
It was like breaking a piece.
Yeah, were they
off.
chewy though?
No.
Okay.
And my kids really liked these though.
Yeah.
They went back to them, finished the bag because it was oddly enough it came in a bag.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like the only one
Yeah.
that's in a bag. Everything else
There
is
was
like
a
in a plastic
couple
container.
that were in a bag, but not great. So we all ranked them pretty low. Lowest scoring cookie, caramel chocolate chip. Don't get that one. Your family, Joel, they seem to have really not enjoyed it either,
No.
as it turns out.
No. not
Okay, our next cookie was number 11. Then, according to Baconscience, is the Toffee-tastic, gluten-free.
Yeah. Here's the description for that. Gluten-free! Rich, buttery cookies with sweet, crunchy toffee bits.
Oh, by the way, this is a pilot cookie. It's not offered everywhere.
No.
And
So-
thank goodness it's not.
No, this is what we had to order
But
special.
why wasn't it good though? Because Toffee-tastic sounds kind of nice, right? It
does.
sounds unique for the
And-
Girl Scout cookie world.
For a gluten-free cookie, if it's toffee-based, you're like, well, I'm okay with it being a little bit crunchier.
Yeah. Like there's a kind of an allowance there.
The crunchier, but do you like the mouthfeel of toffee sticking in your teeth?
It's like a shortbread cookie.
Oh, they're all shortbread cookies, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much. By the way, 14 cookies per package and 140 calories per serving, which is 2 cookies.
I ranked this the same at number 2.
Okay.
I feel equally about this one and the caramel chocolate chip. Just
Really? I like this one slightly more because the toffee at the end. There's a toffee taste.
I might give it a 2.5, but I don't. I think the toffee at the end feels very artificial, and I just really don't like it.
It was a little grainy for me too.
It was my 10th place out of 12. There was processed sugar in the shortbread, but it was still shortbread taste. And so that was like the whole aftertaste and everything too. And plus you had the like tiny, tiny, tiny pieces of toffee that would stick in your teeth. And you're like, well, maybe that's okay. But still,
So
not great.
We had a little bit of variance on this one. We were off by about 1.5 points.
Yeah.
Between each other. We weren't super aligned on this one.
No.
Yeah.
But we all kind of agreed it was a lesser cookie.
But it was certainly a lesser
Do we just give the 2 gluten-free cookies the worst?
Yes.
Overall?
yeah, but I think it's
Is that mean of us?
No, but
Are we intolerant of the intolerant?
Because gluten is one of those things in breads that makes it chewy, that makes it kind of tasty in that regard. But it really is kind of a texture and taste thing because they're using a different flour and they're using it's just
hold on. Are we privileged? Are we gluten privileged?
we're gluten privileged. Yes.
I feel very tolerant right now.
Joel's family felt the same way.
Okay. Wow.
True.
And my kids didn't really like it either. Okay, our 10th raked cookie.
So we were really close on the ranking for those last.
We were pretty well aligned.
Yeah.
Not a huge variance. Next up, the biggest variance of this entire list, we have the Girl Scout s'mores.
What happened
10th place
in your childhood that you hate Girls, Scouts, and s'mores, you two? Anyway, let me read the description real quick. Crunchy graham sandwich cookies with chocolate and marshmallow filling.
Marshmallow?
What's there to hate?
I love those 3 things. Why does this taste like none of that?
Thank you. My notes say this in order. Wow, what a disappointment. The worst one yet, but how? There's no discernible chocolate or marshmallow taste. There's only a crappy sugar taste, and it's not even good.
No, it's weird. I love marshmallowy type stuff.
I believed in you, and you let me down.
My brain wanted this to be those EL fudge.
Yes.
Oh, I don't like EL fudge as much.
Oh, what?
Because they have that very fakey taste.
Yeah.
Welcome to Girl Scout s'mores.
Well, so my notes actually say I like the marshmallowy taste of them. I don't know if they taste like s'mores, but I like them even with the fakey taste.
Oh, so you know there's a fakey taste.
Yeah.
Because it was like a bad taste and a bad aftertaste.
Approximately 16 cookies per package. 2 cookies is 150 calories. That's a serving.
This is the most deceiving one, though, because you're like, yeah, like you said, s'mores, amazing. But not these.
Kent Dunn gave this a 2.
A 2. This was my bottom.
Zach Western gave this a 3.
Okay.
Joel, what'd you get this?
An 8.
What?
It was an 8.
Keep going. Like, why? Because you said it's a fake taste. What did you like so much about it?
No, that's the thing is like I thought it was kind of it was. So there was a little filling in there that made it a little more moist than the other cookies, which I liked. We had to order these special, by the way. These were ones from the Colorado Springs area.
Right.
And I got them. I was like, you know what? That's actually pretty tasty. And I think I ate another one. In fact, we recently did a Facebook Live video, and I pulled one of these out specifically because I was like, I want to eat that cookie again. And then Zach ate it and gagged on camera.
Zach, was that gag like on purpose? Were you just...
I was yucking it up a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I don't like these. And I wanted to give them another try, knowing that I was so misaligned with Joel on this one. And there is just something unpleasant. Like I cannot detect the s'mores flavor.
And the thing is, and I saw that box when we were recording that video, and I go, those look good. I bet those are good cookies. So I'm like, I know. And so I dare everyone, don't pay $5 for this bag or box of cookies, but try one sometime and say, yeah, I thought it was going to be good too. Lies.
Let me know. Let me know if you agree with my taste buds or
8 or 2.
Those two guys.
Your family ranked them at 5 overall.
Yeah.
So
we had variance.
You were a lot closer to you, but still not like a top tier cookie. There's some debate on this one as well. Okay, moving into our top. We're within the top 10, guys. Already.
Yeah.
Moving right along. Number 9. Good luck pronouncing trefoils.
Is it tree or
trefoil?
I said trefoil.
Trafalgar.
Here's the description.
Trefoil.
Iconic shortbread cookies inspired by the original Girl Scout cookie recipe. So it's a shortbread cookie.
So trefoils make up 7% of sales for Girl Scout cookies. We're going to get to the point where we're getting to the bigger players pretty soon.
Yes.
But for some reason, trefoils being one of the mainstays. Remember, so the trefoils are the shape of, they kind of weird, they look like a weird shamrock.
Yeah.
They're like the Girl Scout logo, right?
It's the logo / badge shape.
But talk about bang for your buck. Approximately 40 cookies per package.
Whoa.
All these have been like in the teens. This is 40
and
cookies
yet
per
they're
package.
always last to go off
And
the shelf.
I was going to say 4 cookies is 120 servings or 100 calories.
Wildly differing numbers.
These are definitely
these.
Joel calorie counts. Yeah. I think they're inoffensive, kind of middle of the road. But you get quite a bit, like I said, like you were saying, right?
It's a shortbread cookie.
These used to be a go-to for me.
If you like shortbread cookies, you like these cookies.
So I think if you're placing the order,
you're like, got a cookie. I got your cookie. Got a cookie.
Yeah.
New Girl reference.
New Girl reference. We just gotta fit those in all the time.
Again.
I always get these, because I'm not offended by them. I think they're pretty good.
Yeah.
Come on, it's a shortbread cookie, is what I thought. Until I got the world's largest tin of Royal Dansk, Danish shortbread cookies.
Those are really good.
And
Wait,
you know
hold on.
what? They also hold up.
Were you disappointed when you opened up the tin and there wasn't
sewing
ribbon,
equipment
string, and needles?
No, there were actually cookies in there. It's weird.
Oh, gross.
But
Do you even have a Oh, you're the grandma. You're
the
supposed
grandma.
to eat the cookies and then put needles in there.
Yeah, I like needles. What? So I had a ton of these over this past holiday season.
Yeah.
I still have
Royal
a ton.
Dance. Royal Dance.
Royal
Is that what you're
Dance.
saying?
I
Yeah.
still have them in my cupboard because my wife got me the Costco size one, and I'm the only one in my house that eats them.
What?
And they're still holding up because preservatives.
Save it for the Royal Dance episode.
Apparently.
Yes.
By the
so
way-
when you have a ton of those and then you go back to these are weird.
These are lesser in flavor in that regard, but I
Yeah.
will say, compared to other varieties, they were the lowest in calories per cookie, 30 and 32 calories respectively. They're also the lowest in saturated fat and sugars, meaning these are the healthiest Girl Scout cookie options.
Kind of lowest in taste, though, right?
It really doesn't get tasty until they get moist in your mouth.
Well, they're buttery. They're buttery shortbread
I
cookies,
mean,
right?
I think that these are the mid cookie.
I gave it a 6.
I gave it a 5.
I gave it a 5.
That's actually in the middle.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's it to me. This is there are worse, there are better. This is right in the middle. It's kind of a default cookie and maybe the base for everything else, honestly. But I think we all pretty well aligned, and it's just kind of mid. So
But if you want a lot of something, there you go.
yeah, there's again decent value.
If you want a lot of something, get
Hey,
rice.
you know what? What is that? One of your life mottos?
Yes.
This is definitely it's
what
like
I live by.
Hey, do you want quantity over quality? Trefoils.
Also, my brain tricks me into thinking that these have the faintest lemon flavor.
I think most shortbread cookies do.
Yeah, I
There's
think
like,
so.
Oh, there's something else to this.
Something
It's
else.
like,
It's like essence of lemon.
There's one Royal Dance cookie that actually is vanilla.
ooh.
It's a little
Save
spiky.
it for our Royal Dance.
It's like it's the one that looks like a wreath.
Is that sugar or is that sea salt?
No, it's got sugar. No, this one doesn't have sugar. It's the one that don't worry about it. But it's vanilla. Okay, number 8. Our 8 overall. This one ranked 6.3. So we are now like above average.
Pretty good.
And we pretty well aligned. We were within 1 with the Lemon Ups.
Yes, Lemon Ups. Crispy lemon cookies baked with inspiring messages. So it's the lemon cookie, but with a little message on there.
Wait, did you see a message? Did you eat the message?
I did.
What was the message?
Like I'm
I
a
said,
leader.
I'm a go-getter.
I didn't even look.
Yeah, they
Did I break the rules?
Cookie, cookie.
Like, was it like a fortune cookie? Would it have
No, it's
given me good
printed
luck?
it's printed on the top there, like a logo.
Oh, I'm a leader.
yeah, and stuff like that.
Mine
Little
said
inspiring
I'm an
message.
eater because apparently I did not even. I was like,
That's really the only difference. I don't know.
hold on, because we're going to talk about another similar cookie a little bit.
Yes.
By the way, this one was introduced in 2020. How many are in this package, Joel?
12 cookies in this package.
That's
and
it?
then each serving, which is 2 cookies, 140 calories.
So just to describe this cookie, it's a standard circle cookie with apparently a nice message on the top. But if you turn it around and you look at the bum, you get a nice little, but a very light, subtle glaze.
And I think that this is brilliant.
I think that's the other one.
Nope, this is this
one?
one. This is a glaze.
Yeah.
This is brilliant. I love this because it's just a glaze, but they only put it on the bottom. Ideally, the first part that hits your tongue.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
the very first thing you get, and instead of I don't know, what are iced cookies?
But
these days? But
I don't think these had as much taste as maybe another lemon cookie we talked about. I think these were the lesser of the two, and we had to order to get
But
these.
sometimes people don't really like the acidic aftertaste of lemon,
Right.
Or lemony stuff.
Well, and the inspiring
And so this
messages
might be better.
didn't do much for me. I know I'm a go-getter. I don't need a cookie to tell me that.
these were my wife's favorite.
Yeah?
She had never had them. These are one of the special orders, right?
Okay.
She never had this one, and she really enjoyed these. They're also, I like these because they are large. They're a decent sized cookie, and so you can have one and you feel content, as opposed to the smaller cookies where you have to have 17.
Am I crazy? These ones of the 2 lemon cookies, one which we'll mention soon, this one felt crunchier or tasted crunchier.
This one is crunchier. The other
Is that
soft.
crazy? Because they're all just shortbread.
We'll get to it very soon.
But yeah, I gave this one a 6.
I gave it a 7.
Okay.
And I gave it a 6. I liked this.
I'm surprised you didn't give it higher because your wife liked it so much.
She liked it, but I thought it was fine.
All right.
I'm not huge on lemon flavor.
No, if
Yeah.
your wife likes it, you love it.
I
Zach.
gave it a 10.
You're not sleeping on the couch anymore. There we go.
Yay!
Well, conveniently enough, we're going to talk about the other lemon cookie on this list. So we're headed into a weird 3-way tie for the next. They all average 7.3, but
It's
this
science.
one had the lowest of the scores in there. The lemonades at number 7.
Savory, refreshing shortbread cookies topped with a tangy lemon-flavored icing.
And they're not even topped with the frosting. They're on the bottom.
Yeah.
bottomed.
Once again, on the cookie bomb,
No,
Yes.
don't
we
call
got
it
more
that.
frosting.
It's the same deal. There's you hit the frosting on the tongue first.
These make up 9%
Clever.
of cookie sales.
yeah.
9%? And I'd never heard of them till this year.
Yeah, approximately 16 cookies per package, and then the calories per serving for 2 cookies is 150. One of the 5 vegan offered Girl Scout cookies.
Okay. So they're sizable. I feel like these are a pretty decent sized cookie.
Yeah.
And I feel like they would curb a sweet tooth. However, one of the tests I did, I'm sure you guys have done this after eating one of these cookies. You think, how many of these could I eat in one sitting?
Here's my favorite part of this is that so I received the boxes first because I ordered it from the Girl Scout.
Yeah.
And so I had the box. I did the taste test with me and my family. And then I gave it to one of you guys.
Yeah, I had it.
And then we got the other cookies. But then one of you, I don't remember which one of you, was like, do we seriously have to eat all these cookies in one sitting? Oh, it was you, Zach.
Yeah. Oh, no, I just asked, did you guys eat these in one sitting?
Yeah, he didn't say, am I being forced to?
Yeah. He said, do I have a gun to my head? Do I have to do this? No. And I was like, yeah, they're small cookies. And Zach was like, this is the worst thing ever.
12 of them? Back to
Wait,
back to
they're
back to
small
back to back to
cookies?
back?
Well, these are big cookies. The lemonades are big.
The lemonades
Yeah.
are quite large.
I could eat, by the way, 2 of these in one sitting and then I'm good.
The lemonades or any cookie?
No, just the lemonades.
I thought these were very pleasantly flavored.
Very similar to the lemon ups, but a bit softer. And then instead of having a glaze, there is a thicker layer of lemon frosting.
Yeah.
Icing.
Icing, sorry.
Yes.
I don't know
And
what
I
the
felt
difference
these
is.
had a better taste. I enjoyed these. I gave these an 8.
I gave him a 6.
Yeah, why?
To me,
What's wrong with you?
they were near about equal with the lemon ups. Because sometimes I'm like, oh, that's more lemony because I do like lemon stuff. Sometimes I'm like,
I don't think you do.
I do, but
you give it?
compared to the rest, I gave it a 6. Don't be mad.
I'm not mad. I'm just even.
I also gave this an 8, Joel. I like the lemon flavor and I like the icing on this one. I have a little bit more fun with this one than the lemon ups.
Yeah.
As apparently did your family, barely.
Yeah.
Your family averaged 7.4 on the lemonade, 7.3 on the lemon ups. But there was more of a variance on the lemonades.
Yeah.
You had some people put 10 and
Yes.
some put 4.
My
and
wife,
3.
I think my wife really liked these.
Your wife gave an 8. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think the frosting, the icing, it tastes so synthetic. It's kind of like the frosting that would be on an animal cracker or animal cookie, I should say.
Could be.
And I like that stuff.
Do you?
Yeah.
I mean, I eat them,
I like them.
but at the same time, aren't you like, oh, what is this? Is this
the wax?
real food? What is this chemical on here? Heavy metals?
Back to the
Cannibal.
heavy metal.
Always.
Okay, how about our number 6 overall? Again, ranking it an average of 7.3. We have Adventureful.
Now, this was a new one to me. That I
Not
didn't
descriptive
know.
whatsoever.
Yeah, here's the description. Indulgent brownie-inspired cookies topped with caramel-flavored creme with a hint of sea salt. How much of that did you guys actually get when you bit to the cookie, though?
Okay, I got brownie-inspired, like really hard cookies
It's a very hard cookie. Like, I hear brownie-inspired, I think chewy. Not chewy.
with like a caramel-flavored patty, like where there's toffee on the top.
I don't want to blame the vegans for this one,
Go on.
but this is one of 5 vegan offered Girl Scout cookies. And I said, excuse me, if you say brownie-inspired cookies topped with caramel-flavored creme and a hint of sea
Doesn't
salt,
that sound amazing?
that shouldn't be a vegan dish.
No.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with these ones. I say problem, though. I still liked them.
I don't think these are bad.
No, they're not bad.
But just disappointing?
I was just expecting more from the description.
I gave them a 7.
Yeah.
But I think they, by description, could have been a 9.
The description is the best description I've ever
Yeah.
heard. Like Death Row Meal. Can I get a brownie-inspired cookie topped with caramel-flavored creme
Yeah.
with a small amount of sea salt?
I struggle.
Yes, sir. What are you here for?
I struggle with caramel murder. I struggle with caramel flavor, though.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can get weird.
Well, and these cookies,
If it's fake caramel, is
Yeah.
that what you mean? Okay.
these cookies do not have an initial taste. I bit in and I went, I got nothing. And then as they started getting moist in your mouth,
Yeah, they're
that's when you get to
Do you just
Tasty
get like the
Town.
chocolatey taste? Is that what you're
Tasty
getting?
Town.
Like a rich chocolate.
I would eat these again. Oh, by the way, 15 cookies per package for two cookies, which is 1 serving. You get 130 calories.
I want to know specifically what these ones taste like without the preservatives. Of anyone on this list, I
Yeah.
think that this is a really good cookie without the preservatives.
Because didn't it
think
feel
you're right.
like this? You get this description, you're like, oh boy, and then you eat it and you're like, oh, it's
this is like freeze-dried brownies.
Are you
yeah.
are you mad that they're small? Right? These are
no, I actually
small
like that they're
discs.
small.
Yeah.
Or maybe if they were larger too, they wouldn't be so hard.
Like condensed.
It's weird. These should be good, but we did give it a decent score.
They're still
Again,
good, but they could have
7
been so
Give
much
it
better.
7 all around?
8.
Oh, so you really like them.
No, I would eat
Although
these again.
8's your average score, right?
No,
Let's be
it's like
honest.
my average score was like 7.4.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to our 5th overall, top 5,
Top
gentlemen.
5.
Woohoo. We have the controversially named peanut butter sandwich, or do-si-dos is what I know them as.
Crunchy oatmeal sandwich cookies with peanut butter filling.
So these make up 16% of sales. So they're
16%.
quite popular.
Yeah.
But what's so special about a peanut butter sandwich cookie, right?
It's the peanut butter. Like you put peanut butter in something, it's going to be good.
Yeah, but I mean, you can get those at any grocery store. Like these don't seem all that special.
Approximately 20 cookies per package. And if you get 3 cookies, which is 1 serving, you get 170 calories, which I think is, no, not the most. It just feels like it's 3 cookies.
I'm not a huge Nutter Butter guy.
These are lesser Nutter Butters.
But
Yeah.
these, while Nutter Butters are not my favorite, these are like not quite as good Nutter Butters.
Yeah. But
Tier
still
2 or
good.
tier
They're
1?
decent.
Nutter Butters.
Save it for our cookie ranking.
Have we
couple years ago?
Have we never done packaged cookie
Yes,
ranking?
we have.
We did?
Yeah. We did cookies.
I don't remember ranking Nutter Butters.
I'm sure we did.
What have we been on for a decade or something?
Listener.
Maybe. We're getting old.
Nutter Butters. Tier 2 or tier 1?
I think that these are perfectly fine, but I can't have peanut butter, so I will never buy them.
Oh.
Is this like you can't have mango, but you still eat mango? Mm-hmm. But so you did eat one of these.
I mean, yeah, I ate a couple.
How's your tummy?
Bad.
The initial taste isn't great on this. It's kind of that nothing at first, but then a nice peanut butter finish.
Well,
they're a little gritty too.
And it reminds you like, hey, I'm the same peanut butter patty in a better cookie.
Well, it's funny that they say oatmeal cookies, like it's the peanut butter within the oatmeal, because you think oatmeal, you think, oh, it's going to be a nice, soft, warm cookie.
Well, I think of oatmeal sandwich. I think of like
Yeah.
a little Debbie oatmeal
Thank you.
sandwich
Yeah.
cookie. It's not
And
that.
you can preserve those kind of oatmeal cookies in there just fine.
Yeah.
Although they'll probably still kill you as well. These are like brittle. And like you said, there's weird granules in there to give it the oatmeal
It's
effect.
the oats.
It has a very fake taste. I did give it a 7, like I said. Like I liked it okay, but
I thought you were winding up for like a 2.
no.
I gave it an 8.
Oh,
Wow.
I actually kind of like these.
You gave these little death discs an 8?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, is that all Girl Scout cookies?
I'll fall on food swords all day, man.
Heavy metal death disc.
Yeah, Girl Scouts. Okay, our next one is our last kind of wider variance. I tried to tank this best I could. Coming in at number 4, Toast. Yay!
What kind of name is that?
Terrible.
It's a newer one. I honestly don't know if this one is going to stick around very long, but here's the description. Yummy toast-shaped cookies full of French toast flavor and dipped in delicious icing.
Once again, I have to give props to the cleverness. The icing is on the bottom.
And it's shaped like a piece of toast. These, by the way, one of the 5 vegan offered Girl Scout cookies as well, which, I don't know, French toast is vegan just also was like, really?
Yeah.
These are huge.
They're huge.
And I say huge.
And like it's
huge for
not
Girl
a
Scout
slice of bread, but it's like a quarter of a slice of bread.
cookie. Yeah. They reminded me of something, and I could not figure out what it was.
Waffle crisp cereal.
Or
No.
churro toffee.
No.
Waffle
Yeah.
crisp cereal or French toast crunch
It's
cereal,
it was
which is a
almost
limited
a
time run.
Christmas thing, and I'm trying to figure out what it was. But they're a shortbread cookie, just like everything else. Little, but with a little more icing and a little more.
Mean it.
Well, I mean, they're a shortbread cookie, but with icing and a bit more flavor. Like I like these. I definitely eat more of them.
Dear Toastier, I have never experienced you, but now that I have, I'll never look back.
Wow.
You'll be the second package I'll order from now on because I gave you a 9.
Wow.
out of 10.
Oh,
I
wow.
love these. I have a crush on them.
Apparently, you just wrote them a love
seriously,
letter.
I looked at the toast and the color, it doesn't look good, right? You can't even see the cinnamon specks in the toast design. But I was like, oh, why does this cookie exist? One bite in, I was like, this is why this cookie for this moment.
Approximately 20 cookies per package, and if you eat 2 cookies, 1 serving, you get 150 calories.
Oh, worth it.
I gave this a 6.
That's so mediocre.
I didn't really like these all that much.
But
They
why?
were fine.
Because hear me out. Is it just like cinnamon compared to lemon? Because it's kind of the same thing as a lemonade cookie.
They
right?
taste like they have the same very artificial taste of waffle crisp cereal.
You don't like waffle crisp cereal?
It's fine. It's just this is not what syrup tastes like. This is not what French toast actually tastes like. I don't know why. It just feels so chemically to me.
I gave it an 8.
You gave it an 8. Kent gave it a 9 and a love letter.
This thing in milk?
That might be.
Did
really
you?
Good.
Yeah. It's so good. There
try
are different ways I prepare these sometimes, and we're not getting to like the cookies you should freeze to make them taste better yet. But toasty and milk is pretty good.
I could see.
And
that
after I
being
eat each one, I said toasty.
Every bite.
and then normally
Yeah.
Normally, the way we do this show is that we don't tell each other what's going on.
Yeah.
We don't say how we feel until we're recording on the air. This time, because of Baconscience, we were able to see
had to
each
put our
other's
scores
I
in.
saw
Right.
you guys
Ahead
pick
of
some
time.
favorites.
And so these guys scored it high. And so I said, I must be missing something. And I had two more
Okay.
in various days later, including one earlier today, to make sure. I just don't like it that much. I'm sorry.
I was really hoping it would be like, I can see clearly now.
But you still give it better than the.
I mean, it's above average, I guess.
Yeah.
But because it has
Okay.
more flavor, same texture as the trefoils.
What
but-
do the kids think on both sides?
Oh, the Joel's family ranking.
Yeah.
They put it at a 7. It's a lower score, 5.3
Oh, that's too
overall.
bad.
Yeah, but there's some
average.
levels.
Was it just because they're boring looking?
Joel gave it an 8, but his wife gave it a 3.
She did not like toasties.
She does not like it at all. My goodness.
That makes me
Ken's
sad.
poor heart. How about that? Okay, we are now moving into the top 3.
Top
and
3 cookies.
I mean, this is not going to be a huge surprise.
here's-
These
but
are
that's-
the top 3.
But that's my question. Is like we're getting to some staples here, and I'm like, do we love them because they're staples, or are they staples because they're just good?
I think one of them you like that because it's a staple.
Oh, okay. Well, averaging 8.7, and we were all pretty close with this one. We have the caramel deLites or Samoas.
Yes, crisp cookies with caramel, coconut, and chocolatey stripes.
These make up 19% of sales altogether.
19%.
I think this is the one that people like traditionally because they say, "Oh, I just ordered a package of Samoas." They don't know what's on it. They don't know it's actually coconut.
No, Kent. They say Samoans, and then you have to correct them.
Or
They do.
no, they say, "I ordered a package of Samoa."
Or samosas.
Yeah, samosas.
I've heard samosas.
Yeah. But these, by the way, approximately 15 cookies per package. 2 cookies at 140 calories, and ranked the least healthy of these cookies by Healthline.com. With a whopping 12 grams of sugar per 2 cookie serving, these cookies edged out Adventurefuls to claim the dubious honor of being the unhealthiest Girl Scout cookie.
Here's what sells this cookie, and I think here's the line we're crossing here. They're kind of soft,
There's a little moisture to these ones.
right? And so because we've had so many crunchy cookies,
There used to be.
oh, because you got the package.
These have gotten steadily worse over the years.
Oh yeah, I
got
agree.
Trans
I
fats,
think,
man.
I think these were the biggest victims
Trans
of any
fats.
changes.
So I'm a coconut hater, and in my notes I put
What?
Yeah, I've always hated coconut. I hate the
the
texture.
taste or the texture?
I like the taste because I like pina colada taste and everything like that. But I
Yeah.
hate the texture.
My wife's
even though I
second-
like carrots.
Do you like getting caught in the rain?
My wife's second biggest fear behind ending up on the Titanic is flaked coconut.
Okay, I want to.
What?
We go more into
I'm
that.
not going to unpack that.
But I put in my notes, oh no, I can handle coconut now because it's so sugary that I was like, oh, I think it kind of takes away from the texture and it's also got the crunchy and the softness as well. And I think like the ribbons and the cookie, it's just quite okay. I gave it a B-
It's quite okay.
and an 8 altogether on my score.
Yeah.
But I'm not like, it's not my top 3, right?
It is.
But I know it's
mine.
like of the top 3.
Well, and we're doing this in the taste test with all my family.
Yeah.
I bit into this one. I literally did a little happy dance, like
Yeah, so did one of your children who gave it a 10, but one of your children gave it a 2.
because he hates coconut.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, and he gets that in his head.
Okay.
I'm pretty
He
sure
may hate coconut, but is his second greatest fear?
No.
So
I may have exaggerated, babe.
what
Sorry.
did she say when she had this cookie? Was it better than typical flake coconut?
Similar to you. She doesn't like flaked
What
coconut.
did she say when she was scared of flaked coconut? That's what I
As she was
want.
on the Titanic in 1912.
Yes.
No, she's like, you know what? These are edible. You know, like these aren't too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because again, it comes out of the texture thing, and I think these are so, I don't know, coated.
Yeah, that's just it.
That classic flaked coconut
But it's
texture
that
doesn't come out.
toasted coconut flavor that really is good.
It's good. Well, I gave these a 9. I
Texture's
love
fantastic. I gave these a 9 as well. By the way, if you are unable to get these cookies, you can also buy the Keebler version called Coconut Dreams.
I prefer those.
Yeah?
I do.
Okay.
I think they are, in recent years, they have surpassed the Samoa. Okay, now our number 2 overall, averaging at 9, because we all gave it a 9.
Amen. Yep.
We have the peanut butter patties or the tagalongs.
Tagalog? It's Tagalog.
Tagalog and
It's the
Samoans.
Tagalog.
The Tongans are next.
Pacific influence there. Crispy cookies laid with peanut butter and covered with chocolatey coating. That's hard to say.
I put it has in mind a compound chocolate coating, which that doesn't sound tasty whatsoever. These make up 13% of sales. So less.
No, 25% of cookies. That's what I have here.
What? No, that's the next
numbers.
one.
That's what I. That's
The math's not mathing.
there.
Listen,
It makes up a lot of sales.
there's sometimes when you have maybe the number one cookie, which we'll get to, but you just need something that's got like the nice little salty taste to it,
And the variance of texture. in one cookie.
and the hidden layer of beauty.
The hidden chocolate.
when you-
peanut butter.
When you bite through wax
Listen,
and you get to cream and then you end with shortbread.
Have you guys ever and this is gonna sound weird. Have you ever?
This whole show's weird.
Have you ever sucked the chocolate off and just seen where the peanut butter is? It's like a little disc, a hidden disc on the inside.
It's the same disc that's in the other one.
what are you in prison for, you sociopath? That's crazy.
What are you talking about? It's delicious.
Okay, in my notes I put, "Oops, I just ate 3," because I try to just eat one and like take a drink of water,
Hey, Kim.
palate cleanser.
Hey, Kent,
Yeah,
are you vegan?
no,
Because these are one of the 5 vegan offered Girl Scout cookies.
now. No, I'm
Secret vegan.
Oh, secret vegan.
Yes.
I'm sorry, meat lovers.
Approximately 15 cookies per package, and for 2 cookies, it's 130 calories.
I know there is a cookie on this list that is king, but it's good to be queen.
This
is,
But that's the thing is
player.
if you get the variety of cookies, this is have to be in the rotation. That's what makes it good. Is you eat the one of those, one of those, one of those, and you're like, yes.
These used to be my number one until peanut butter betrayed me. For some reason, I eat peanuts and peanut butter and I get sick. I've said it on the show before.
Is it little enough that it won't mess with you too much?
I was uncomfortable after eating these. I don't quite know what happens to me. Maybe it's an allergy thing. I don't know, but it's worth it. I gave these a 9 because they are. I don't like the taste of chocolate and peanut butter anymore. I think it's my body rejecting it. But
If you
these are
want,
undeniably
you can lick off the
delicious.
chocolate, and Joel will lick off the rest of the cookie.
Sure. Yeah, I'll
So,
just let that
I don't
dissolve.
agree to this.
Yep.
If you want,
How do you say no in Tagalog?
Video coming soon.
I know, but
that's a long word.
I love the secret peanut butter pocket in these cookies. They're so good, and it's
I want a secret peanut butter bucket in my pants.
peanut butter right there.
That's what the little pocket of your jeans is. It's
Oh,
for
that's what
putting
it's for, peanut butter.
Oh, the little coin purse.
Yeah,
That's
you
for
put
peanut butter.
You put a little tag along in there.
Yeah, that's why it's called.
tag-along.
That's why it's
That's
called
so
a tag-along.
Tag along, and then while it's in your pocket, the chocolate melts off.
Can I
Bada
say
bing.
that I hate though that like they could just call it peanut butter patties. That some bakeries just call it peanut butter patties. Like tagalongs is so much a better name. Much
is a
like
great
peanut butter
name.
sandwich and do-si-dos.
Yeah, the name is more fun.
I don't know why they decided to go with those just more generic
Caramel
names.
deLites is maybe a better name than
Then Samoas?
Samoas.
Yeah, than samosas.
Yeah. But Zach, I believe there's one cookie we haven't talked about.
Okay, it's funny that we've done recently a Krispy Kreme episode.
Yeah.
And when we did that episode, like to no surprise, but also kind of. Oh, actually, I shouldn't spoil the show, should I? But the most boring donut got number 1. Okay. Because it's that good.
Hey, what's the most boring donut, listener? Come
Okay.
on, we all know.
And now
I'm not going to spoil it, but I'm going to give you the biggest hint ever.
the most boring cookie is now number 1.
Ranking in number 1 with an average of 10, meaning we all gave it a 10.
Which, by the
Flawless
way,
victory.
if you want to listen to that Krispy Kreme episode, it's episode 477.
He just
We
knows.
donut wanted to eat another donut.
Off the top of his head.
Yeah, just off the top of my head there.
Has it in there.
Jeez.
Number 1, Baconsale, and through Baconscience, the favorite cookie is the Thin Mint.
And the Hilton family one as well.
Oh, is that true?
I believe so.
Yes.
So here's the description. Crisp chocolate cookies dipped in a delicious mint chocolatey coating.
Wow, it's way
One of the
your
5
favorite.
often vegan offered Girl Scout cookies.
Now, again?
Yep. Kent is a vegan. Confirmed. You got to start talking about it a lot.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, did you know I'm vegan?
Yeah.
I love animals.
These
I eat
make up-
Thin Mints.
Wait a minute. Oh, now I got to get my. This is
Are
makes up
these 25?
25% of cookie sales.
Thank you, Joel.
What was the other one then?
I mean, I would believe 50% from those 2 cookies, but
Probably.
Okay. When you guys get your order or someone comes to the door or you demand that you cannot leave unless you get a box of everything, Joel, how many boxes do you go right to Thin Mints and how many boxes do you order immediately?
last time not involving Baconsale.
Ken,
Yeah, we
Ken's
did
right. It was
cookies.
13%. My bad.
Last time we did cookies, I think we got 3 boxes of Thin Mints. But I think
Just Thin Mints?
I think we threw one away.
When we ordered, are so okay. When we ordered from Colorado Springs, I said, okay, we need these 3 cookies. And they're like, you can't do an order with just 3 cookies. It has to be at least 4 boxes. And I'm like, that's way to scam me.
Extra Thin Mints.
Sure, whatever. I got an extra box of Thin
course.
Mints. Of course. What else would I get?
If you're going to get one more, that's the one to get.
Hey guys, frozen, room temperature.
I've never tried the frozen
Never
thing.
in my life had I had it until you mentioned it.
Are we doing this?
What? No, Kent. Come back.
It's like
He's left. He's gone.
well, he's gone.
Okay.
I'm going to point out that these these are 32 cookies per box. You get a lot of Thin Mints for this price, which is great. And then 4 cookies. 4 cookies a serving, which is a good thing. 160 calories. He literally has
You went to grab
frozen
them.
Thin Mints.
Yep, I'll take one. Oh, I'll take one.
If you grab 2, you take
Okay,
2.
here we go, right?
So these are frozen from your freezer
yes.
Thin Mints. All right, Zach,
Ready? Set.
2.
Oh my gosh, they're so good.
They're the same.
They're the same, Kent.
They're the same. They're really good.
They're good.
They're so
delicious.
They're just colder.
And they don't melt in your hand, which is nice.
good. Guys, it's like you already have the mint, which is like cool to the breath, right?
It's true.
And then it's like, but the patty's also cold. It's the best mix.
It makes it taste more like what is the peppermint patty? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Make-
well,
it's-
so Keebler makes a similar cookie known as the Fudge Mint Delight, formerly called Grasshoppers, and it's produced in the same factory as Little Brownie Bakers. So same factory as the Girl Scout cookie.
This is like a time machine to Pangea, when the world was united. This is the world joining as one to say, this is a wonderful thing. I'm about to cry. I love
This is the
so
John
much.
Lennon Imagine of Cookies.
Gal Gadot over here.
Imagine all the cookies. There's magic to these. There's nostalgia. Granted, is the taste as good as it was 10, 15 years ago?
No.
But I don't think these have been nearly as affected as like the Samoas.
Well, it's the chocolate mint thing is hard to mess up, but I'm still surprised these are vegan. Like that doesn't make sense in my brain to me.
Yeah.
'Cause they're
Like
so
on principle, I kind of hate it for that reason. But also,
As a vegan, you hate it?
I'm a born again vegan. I would say of the other cookies, like I'm like, I can eat 2 or I can eat 3. Thin Mints, a sleeve at a time. Like without feeling guilt
Well,
either.
and also we've talked about this. I don't know if we have talked about this on Baconsale before. Maybe we haven't. But if you take a Thin Mint,
Okay.
you bite a little hole on one side, you
Okay.
turn it around 180 degrees, bite a little hole on the other side, and then you put it in, no.
Do it. Do
Well,
it.
No. But then you dip it just halfway into a cup of hot chocolate, and you sip up through the hole, and you turn it into a straw, and then the cookie gets warm and melty. You throw it in your mouth, and it melts in your
Joel,
tongue.
I've been doing the Tim Tam challenge since the year 2000, okay?
But with Thin Mints,
Don't come at me with that.
with Thin Mints. Just because you served in Australia and know about Tim Tam Slam doesn't mean the whole world does.
Hipster glasses over here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's
actually,
so good.
I'm going to try that like immediately. So these are
It's
so good.
good.
Have you gentlemen ever had the homemade Thin Mint?
What?
Go on.
Are you
Okay.
about to change my life? Because these are already at 10, Zach.
What you do is you
What's higher than a 10? This one goes to 11?
you melt down chocolate. You can add the mint into the chocolate at that point.
Okay.
And then you dip in, wait for it, a Ritz cracker. And let the chocolate soak into the Ritz cracker a little bit.
Go on.
I'm intrigued.
It's really good. And they're really easy. I've also heard you kind of you can like put some peppermint into the cracker and then dip it.
Dear Toasty, I'm so sorry, but I found someone else. Her name is Homemade Thin Mint.
So yes, Baconsale has declared through Baconscience, which you can find if you're a patron, we'll put the spreadsheet out there so you can see it, that Thin Mints are the number one. But Zach,
Shocker.
I was wondering, can you just quickly read through our 12 to 1, just like the list there?
12 to 1. Okay.
Worst to first.
Starting at the low bottom, we have the caramel chocolate chip, which is gluten-free.
Yep.
The Toffee-tastic, gluten-free as well. It's hard to say.
Gluten.
Oh, it's
You're
the glue
intolerant of the word, I know.
of the,
Yes.
Yeah, of the
Yeah.
Thin Mint. Okay, not gluten-free. We have our 10th, which is Girl Scout s'mores. Then
No, that's so wrong.
It's right.
number 9, trefoils.
Truffle.
Comment below. And then number 8, lemon ups. Number 7, lemonades. Number 6, adventurefuls. Number 4, peanut butter sandwich or do-si dough. Number 4, toast yay. Number 3, caramel deLites or Samoas. Number 2, peanut butter patties or tagalongs. And number 1, Thin Mints.
Doesn't that feel right? Doesn't that feel right? Listen,
I know you're
that top
upset
three.
about the s'mores.
That does
but
feel a
does
little
everything
weird.
else feel rightly placed?
Yeah, I think we're kind of spot on there.
Yeah.
My family basically agreed as well.
Okay.
But I just think it's interesting I just want to know. I just want to know, listener, if you started craving Girl Scout cookies because of this episode, which would be, I mean, it's not something that people crave, maybe, or maybe they do. I do whenever
I can chew on the mic real quick, just in case you want them.
I don't think it's going to help anyone's appetite. Gross.
Wow.
I'll save it for the outro.
That's already been done.
Gonna do another one.
But we want to hear from you about your favorite Girl Scout cookies and favorite Girl Scout cookie memories, because we know those are out there too, especially ones that have been discontinued.
Do you have any unconventional ways of eating Girl Scout cookies? I would like to know.
Yes, like making them slightly colder.
Do you write letters to your Girl Scout cookies?
Now that's a good question.
Dear Tagalongs, I want you to melt in my tiny pocket of my pants. Why did that sound dirty?
He's got sent to jail.
But this got weird. And
Why did that sound so weird?
You know the show was over, Zach?
No.
And you're like, I'm going to keep it going. You shouldn't have done that.
but let us know on Facebook. Let us know on Instagram. Let us know on Twitter. Let us know on YouTube, because we want to hear from you and we love hearing your opinions. It feeds us, much like Girl Scout cookies.
Before we go, we want to thank some patrons in a couple of categories, including the I Am the Listener tier, which features Taylor Sanderson, Some Guy, Scott Sprague, and sorry we couldn't get you on your fun name, Sawyer Western, St. Shannon and Sir James West, Ryan and Marley, Rocky and Steph, Lady Terry A. Finley, Juice the Cooler King Swallow, Jennifer Kokowski, Casey Cummings, Angela Plotz, and Adam and Rachel Crump. Then, of course, we have the Bacon Council, which features the other Brit, Johnny English, the one, the only Chris Anderson, Stephen, everyone's favorite Ross, Star Wars expert Kyler, our favorite couple, the Madsons, Nicole D. Kale, Her Royal Highness Jessica Terry, Glow Clendaniel, Debbie Foster, and Beaker.
Thank you, patrons.
Thank you, patrons. You are the toast to our yay. But if you want to find me, you can find me at 76Joel on Twitter. You can find me performing with Quickwits, who perform at the studio at the Parker Theater. For more details, go to qwcomedy.com or go to the Quickwits Facebook page.
You can find me at Twitter at Kenny3DD. You can find me Instagram at KentCDunn. You can find my movie reviews at ShowtimeShowdown.com.
If you'd like to connect with me, you can do so on Twitter and Instagram at Zachary Western. But more importantly, make sure you're following Baconsale. Please like that Facebook page and then go to at Baconsale on Twitter and Instagram. After you've done that, go to tpublic.com/Baconsale and get yourself some merch. And then if you like what's going on here and you want to support us further, visit patreon.com/Baconsale. Support starts at just $3 a month, and you can get access to all sorts of behind-the-scenes fun, including Joel's notes from our bracket episode, and then the almost weekly Bacon Bits, although you didn't get one this week. Sorry about that. Patreon.com/Baconsale. So until next time, Tink, cheers.
Yeah.
Boop. Yay.
You tried to get up on the right side, did you?
So if it was a Hard Rock bracket, would Metallica have won?
Yep.
Probably. Between those two?
Yep.
Probably.